Welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I'm just one of your co-hosts, Michael Eric Owens.
And I'm Ken Hayes.
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Man, I am hanging in there, man. We got some decent weather in here in Oklahoma, and
Okay.
so I don't, I'm happy. But folks, listen,
Okay.
hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can get all of our content. Ken, I'm so excited about today's show, man. We had some technical difficulties last time, and I
Right.
had to go into the lab. I had to break out my old tools, my old toolbox, Ken, and tinker a little bit. But now we are back, folks. Man,
Back up and running.
but Ken, USA basketball. No
Whew.
medal. I guess this is the second time, that they haven't medal as of lately. Man, what was your assessment, man, of the overall performance during the tournament and the lack of medaling?
In the last game when they played Canada, if you let Dylan Brooks score 39 points,
Stop it.
something wrong.
Stop it, Ken.
Something wrong. I think they just said, look, we quit. Even though they went into overtime, I still, man, and I have to give it's blame to go all over the place. Let me start with Coach Kerr. The lineup was just too small, no length whatsoever. I think in one part of when they played Canada, they had like 3 or 4 small forwards and 2 guards. I'm like, man, who's gonna rebound?
Yeah.
So that was my issue. Number one. Number two, I'll say this. I just think the Brandon Ingram, that distraction, played a big part of it also.
Yeah.
And we talked about that on previous shows. And then the thing about it is that, the lack of depth that USA didn't have. So, Ant played well, but I think that he took I'll say he took quite a few shots. I won't say a lot. I'll say quite a few. I'm going to be nice to him. That was just unadvised.
Yeah.
I just thought, I'm like, man, you struggling, but you shooting threes. And I thought he should have tried to get other people involved and just do some other things to help his team out, rebounding deep, in which, I think overall he stepped his game up. But, there were some games that I was just like, man, come on, just, pass it to somebody else. Let the game come to you. So, that was really my only criticism against him. But I think really what hurt them is the size and the lack of depth as far as the team was concerned.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Austin Reeves is, to get to the NBA level, you got to be a good player. I ain't gonna take that from anybody. But Austin Reeves he ain't the top notch player in the NBA. And so I think when the Olympic roll around, I think some veterans will come out and play. From what I hear, LeBron is going to put a team together. So, we'll see what happens. Brandon Ingram won't be on that team. If Kerr is still coaching, which I think he is.
Man, I don't understand that. I'm with you on that. That's where my confusion is, man. How could he not get Brandon Ingram involved in the offense? To me, Brandon Ingram should have been, if not their best player, their best top 2-3 players. And not to have him engaged, I couldn't understand that, man. I couldn't. And like you say, with the lack of size that they had, and Ken, I'm just going to say it, they got outworked.
Oh, definitely.
Because this is what we need to understand about USA basketball. Okay. We own the game. We created the game.
True.
Right? There's no better ballers around the planet. You can go wherever you want to go. You can say they coming up, which they are, but you hit Columbia. hit our, hit any, you
Right.
know, you got ballers out there, right? So this is
Right.
just an American game. But what we have done in the past, and Ken, even with the Dream Team, I think you would agree, it was just too much talent.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you have that enormous talent gap, you don't really need to outwork people. But when that talent is close, you have to outwork them. And we just didn't have players, man, that were, dedicated on the defensive end 100% of the time. Because Ken, we talked about it in the past. When they were dedicated, they shut folks down.
Yeah. Right.
But I just think they got outworked, man. And like you say, Dylan Brooks.
39
Stop
points.
it, Ken.
What about Schroeder?
Oh, MVP of the FIBA tournament.
Stop. But the thing about it, let me say this, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. I think I'm gonna say the coaches and the players were playing like this was an NBA game, not an international Olympic style game. They were looking for fouls that they didn't get any calls on.
Yeah.
They were looking that, this guy is going to, miss this jumper or this three. And like you said, they were outworking them.
Yeah.
And they thought, maybe we get down by, let's just say 15, we can make a run and close it within 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So another thing to me, the main line for me is the lack of commitment from, I would say, from just I won't say from the team, but from how it was put together. I think, you're going to have to get some, let's just say top 15 players to commit to playing. I know that's hard. They got their other commitments, but, that's what they're going to have to do.
I mean, if you want to compete on the world stage, that one sprinter came out, I forget the brother's name, that came out and said, he get, irritated every time there's an NBA, champion, and they call themselves the world. Man, stop it. Okay, first of all, as well as I do, if we put our best players on the team, it's not even close, Ken.
No, not even.
Stop it. It's not even close, man. They've been beating good players, but you don't have the KDs, man, the Kyries.
Right.
You don't have the DeMar DeRozans. You don't have like a Julius Randle. You don't have Steph. You don't have LeBron. Right. You don't have. Stop it, really?
Right.
I'm like, man, dude, go ahead and run. We understand that you run against other folks around the country. That's the sport. We get that.
Right.
Okay. But you cannot say, I can say Usain Bolt. You cannot say that a runner can be the best in the world unless you win in that world competition, because there's too much talent in your sport. But when it comes to basketball, that is a select group of people. How many? Only what? 4,000, 4,300 players in the history of the league. Yeah. Come on, man. Right. That is selective. That's the best of the best.
You got to be really good just to even, be in the league.
Man, he ought to sit down, man. Man, put his sneakers down. All right, because he done ran out of his sneakers. He done ran out of his mind, Ken. So, man, it is disappointing because, again, you're going to be judged that way. I mean, that's just the way it is. People are going to take shots at the United States and say, are we losing? Are we falling behind? Are we this? I'm saying hit the pause button. You didn't have the real ballers. I'm not talking that these man, you know how much we love this USA basketball team. We love these young players. So no disrespect to them. But
no.
You man, you didn't have what was the dream team? They were almost, except for I think Christian Laettner, they were all Hall of Famers, wasn't it?
Just about. Yeah.
Come on, man. If you put a future Hall of Famer team right now in at FIBA, come on, man. It wouldn't be them boys be sitting back, man, on the bench, relaxing. Stop it.
Right.
But it was disappointing.
It was disappointing. But
I just hate to see Dylan Brooks get 3-9 on him.
3, yeah. He,
because he talking, because how Dylan is. Oh, right. He talking smack. he taking that. I busted USA. Oh, he did though.
Schroeder too.
He
Schroeder too.
Okay. Schroeder did too. SGA did, but that's normal for him.
Oh, right.
That's normal.
You do that all the time.
You do that all the time, man. Oh man, but Ken, I want to go to a very serious subject, man, that came across the news with Kevin Porter Jr., the Houston Rockets. And I guess if I could set it up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Him and his girlfriend were out and, they were staying at a hotel. She went back and he, I guess, allegedly, this is all allegedly. We're not saying that he's been convicted, but looks pretty bad. And he came back and she had locked him out. So obviously there was some tension or whatever. We can assume that. And so he went down, got the hotel to let him in, and then we know it went off. She, I guess, she alleging that she was punched repeatedly, strangled. She had to go to the hospital. Man, and we know that Kevin Porter Jr. has he's had some run-ins before. Had a weapons charge. It was dropped. He had some stuff going on. So marijuana charge, exactly. So what was your thoughts, man, on this? And I will say this in correlation with Ray Rice. You remember the video? Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up. When I saw, they had him handcuffed, put him in the car and things like that. I've heard his name before, not for anything, not for something that was positive, or was more like you said, the gun charge and the marijuana. He claimed that he didn't know the gun was in the car. Okay, and then for whatever reasons, the charges got dropped. If that would have been me or you,
come on,
that wouldn't have happened. And the thing about it is that they say it's reported that one of her vertebrae is broken or cracked or
yes, sir.
To that sort. She's a WNBA player. Also, she's a free agent. As somebody said, a long time ago, as far as athletes are concerned, nothing good happens after midnight.
True.
So you just have as a player, you have to be conscious of what you're doing, who you're with, and things like that. But on the other end, we'll just say alleged domestic violence. That's no good whatsoever. To be honest, Mike, I would say that his future in the NBA is in jeopardy right about now, because who wants that on their team? People. Let's just hypothetically, let's just say that he comes back, joins the team for whatever reason. There's going to be people protesting.
Signs up.
Right. Oh man, come on. So the thing about it is that from what I've read, I don't see him getting out of it. I'm just, that's just, me. From then also has been reported that she's doing better, trying to recover. And then from the other thing is that this is not the first time, or the second, or the third. So, I mean, Kevin, he was up for a contract, or a max contract.
Yeah, man, like 60. I think it was 63 million or something. He was looking at.
He
was looking at some
money.
And the thing about it,
let me say this, and I don't want anybody to interpret what I'm saying is that the thing that we need to be looking at is her welfare. So, I mean, she was taken to the hospital. So, that's the big thing. Is it in the news because he's an athlete? Yeah, it is. And it just, it brings about that domestic violence, let's just say subject that, nobody wants to talk about, unfortunately.
Yeah. Ken, man, I co-sign on every syllable that came out of your mouth, man. Man, what is with these violent dudes, man? Like, domestic violence is not just, we're not talking about NBA players across the country. It's just out of control, man. Guys beating up on girls, man. Like, what dude has some serious anger issues, man. Like, I understand you were upset. Y'all might have an argument, whatever. Man, there is no reason ever. I don't care what happens for you to try to choke a woman out, punch a woman, do all that. Man, come on, stop it, man. He needs some serious help. And I agree, Ken.
Right.
I think his career is over. I think it's over, man. Because when you look at what happened to Ray Rice ain't he ain't stepped on the football field.
Not
See, there is a double standard. You remember that guy with the New York Giants, man, that punter years ago, man, that had his wife hostage.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just suspended some games.
And I think he put a gun to it. Yeah. Something.
Yeah, man.
I could be wrong about, but I thought, my memory.
You can't.
But
you are correct.
It's sad.
It's
sad, man. And the thing about it is that, it happens on a daily basis. It's just that we, as a society, we haven't dealt with it, unfortunately.
Man, it goes back to, people feeling like they can do whatever they want to do and there's no consequences to it, man. And here is a young man with his best year was last year, Ken.
Right.
Like you
23 years old.
He about to get a brand new contract, man. He about to get paid.
Not no more.
And you want to beat up women. And again, we know in America, okay, innocent to proven guilty. But if you black, though, if you hey, we gonna have to switch that one around. But I'm gonna say this, man. I was disgusted like you can by it, man. I thought it was sad. They look like a very, nice couple together. Like you say, she's in the WNBA, man, a rising star herself. I think just recently got drafted, man. So it's a shame, but yes, she needs to be taken care of, whatever her needs may be, and he needs to get the help that he needs, man.
That he needs.
Because if he don't get the help, he just gonna beat up another.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, he Mike Tyson, I guess. He just want to get in the ring when he get mad, man, and knuckle somebody up. And he needs some serious counseling and help, man. But I do believe, Ken, his career is over.
You think so?
I think he done, man. Somebody might pick him up because Houston is like, no, man, we can't have that, man. And with Udoka there too, and what he's just coming off.
Ooh.
No, he don't. He does not. Matter of fact, I think he does.
He don't need that.
I think Udoka even told him, like, you don't even come to training. Nothing.
Because Houston hasn't made any. The organization hasn't made any comments about the situation. They've been a little hush hush about it. So it's gonna be. I mean, shoot, camp gonna start in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we within the 30 days of preseason starting, man. So we really gonna have to chop it up, man. But I it's not directly on the court, but we discuss things on and off the court. That's how we open this thing up.
Right. Exactly.
And get the help you need, brother, because it's more about money now. It's about lives, man. You could have killed that girl if it was true.
Exactly.
She could be gone right now. So it's serious, man. I understand the ball, the money, this, that, and the other thing, but get your life together, young brother.
Right.
23. Ken, what was they going to write you a check for $63 million at 23, Ken? What you going to do?
Stop. Go to the Bahamas for about a month. Let me stop.
Oh, man. So we've been making this journey through the division. So we want to talk a little bit about the Southeast Division, which we got the Heat, we got the Hawks, we got the Wizards, we got Magic, my team, Orlando, and we got the Hornets. Okay. So, man, with everything that's going on, because Dame was on a podcast just the other day talking about he won't out, man. I mean, he said he was loyal while they was loyal basically to the program. And when the program changed, the loyalty changed and he wants out. But the problem is, Kent, I don't think a lot of teams, they know Dame is a great player. There's no doubt. Hall of Famer, probably. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. No doubt. Maybe. Okay. But is he that player that's going to take you over the top? And if I have to give up so much to get that, will I still be able to compete? And it's all about the now. So when you look at the Heat, number one, what do you know? I'm still mad at Jimmy. So I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't mad at him on that personal level, but I'm still he stepped on my Bucks, man. But go ahead, Ken.
So Jimmy getting a little older. Come playoff time, you always want to be at your best, and I think he ran out of gas because he had to do so much, had to carry that team. Bam is overrated, in my opinion. During the let's just say during the playoffs, Bam was a great player. I'm just like, man, come on, y'all need to stop. But anyway, they re-signed Kevin Love, which give him a little bit 3-point shooting, veteran. Kyle Lowry is going to be, I think he's going to be 36.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Yeah. I don't know how many minutes he's going to be able to give you during the regular season. He may need to probably come off the bench, but his ego may get in the way. But we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
They lost Martin and Vincent.
Yeah. Big losses, in my opinion.
Right. And Dame time trade, I don't think it's not going to, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen, Mike, because Miami would have to give up so much that it would reduce as far as their depth is concerned and their bench, that it's just, Dame is 35, 34?
I think, 33, 34, something like that.
Okay, somewhere around there. So, veteran player, injury prone. I think that let's just say hypothetically that Miami did get Dame. What Portland gonna get back in the back?
That's the problem.
That's the key. Unless another team comes into play, Portland's saying like, what you offering is like you got to come with something better than that. But the thing about it is that Dame can't do it by himself. I don't think he's I'll put it this way. I don't think he's a number one. When I say number one,
I agree.
That, like, let's just say Giannis or LeBron, someone like that. So Dame, let's put him on the Heat. Dame and Butler and some old veterans. Is that gonna win your championship?
No.
I don't think so. No. So
no. And to give Miami credit, man, I knock on brother Jimmy a lot, man, but he's a warrior. That dude come in, he go to work. I love his competitiveness. But when you look at Miami is not built, in my opinion, to win a championship series. Like, they're too small. If you could imagine, when you think about Bam and how he matches with other bigs in the league, it's not a good match, man. It's just not a good match.
But I say that he's overrated. I do say that he's overrated. But he did play well in the finals against Joker.
Yeah,
but Joker don't play any
exactly.
But
right. And their whole game was, we just not gonna let Jimmy kill us. If Bam gonna kill us, Bam can't beat us. Right. And see, if I was any team, and that's why I don't know why the Bucks didn't do this. Jimmy Butler's not gonna beat us. I'm gonna double him every time. Somebody else is gonna have to beat us. And when you let Jimmy early on, he still had a lot of energy, and he was just cooking, and he got going. And you didn't double him. You just let him go to work. It was like pickup. And so, to me, I just don't feel Dame makes a huge difference. I know a lot of people are thinking like this is, man, Miami's gonna take them over the top. Dame don't play no defense.
No.
Dame is 6'2", 6'3". Okay, maybe.
Yeah, on a good day.
Okay, so it's not like he's bringing, this stretch wing, that he's bringing this massive defensive play to it. So, and Miami has a defensive mindset. So I don't know if Dame has even like been in that culture like that, man. Like,
No.
you understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be some changes for his game as well. So I tend to agree with you, Ken. If I'm going to give away Dame Lillard, I'm getting back something that's going to help me win. I'm not getting back something that I just want to rebuild on. Like I got to work with. I'm giving away a superstar. Well, let me back up. I'm giving away a star.
Well,
okay. So
based on
you know what I mean? And and so but I still think Miami's gonna win that division though.
Well, let's talk about the rest of the division. Let's start with Atlanta. Young, Murray, Capella, that's their big three. They traded away John Collins, which I thought that was a mistake. They picked up Rudy Gay, a veteran.
Man, how long has Rudy Gay been around, bro?
Ooh, man, Rudy. It's time for Rudy to say, I got to hang it.
Ken, I think when I was at St. Agnes, man, Rudy Gay was playing.
Oh, man, no, it's time for Rudy to, maybe get through the season and say, hey, I got to let him go.
He's been around for a minute.
They picked up Patty Mills also, and they picked up your boy Wesley Matthews.
That is correct.
So, they need to acquire, let's just say, a quote unquote superstar, how you want to, define it, to be competitive, to have a serious chance of winning the East. They don't have that. I think Trae Young is I'm gonna say his shooting has been too inconsistent.
Suspect.
Right. He got the last coach fired. So let's just be honest. So what do you have in Trae? Is he going to show you some leadership? Show you some, let's just say consistency? That's the question mark for him. I just don't think they have the horses to even let's just say remotely compete for the Eastern Conference. What's your take?
I agree, man. I think Atlanta made a mistake when they decided that they were going to build a team around Trae. I think Trae is a good player. I think Trae has his moments where, if he's hot, it's going to be a long night. Okay. But those are hit and miss. And I just don't think he brings enough defensively to the table to impose his will offensively as well on other teams. So when you build a team around him, your point, they need a one. They need a one.
Okay. Right.
They don't Trae's not a one. Murray's not a one.
No.
Capella's not a one. They don't have, in my opinion, they don't have a superstar. And that's Atlanta's problem, man. And I just don't know in that system, man, where it's really Trae's team, whether or not you can get a superstar to come in there and want to change around that culture. And I don't know if Trae is that type of dude where he gonna step back and go, okay, like Wade, LeBron, this your team now. I don't know if he has that, that sort
mentality.
Of exactly maturity, we might say, to do that. And so I don't expect nothing out of Atlanta.
I don't see,
to be honest.
I don't see that either. Let's move on to Charlotte. So Mike sold his share of the team, which that wasn't good for Charlotte. For the last, let's just say, maybe 10 years, they kind of been trying to make the playoffs and not doing it and being disappointing.
Yeah.
They drafted Brandon Miller, which I thought that was a good thing.
I'm no Brad, man. I'm Ken. Yeah. I am not. I think Brandon Miller, man. I don't think he's ready for the NBA. I don't think he Okay, first of all, what bothered me about Brandon Miller when he said that Paul George was his GOAT.
Stop.
Man, you almost got disqualified there. Come on, stop it. I understand you liked him, but come on, man. You a
Right.
ball player. You know the history of the game. Stop it. But I'm just not impressed by his game. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not.
I think he can add some outside shooting for that team. It's going to be some time for him to adjust coming into the NBA. He was freshman. So let's just say it would have been his sophomore season coming up. He doesn't really have the body yet of an NBA player, so it's going to be some adjustment.
It is.
I don't know when LaMelo is coming back. That's going to be a big question mark. And to me, Hayward making too much money for the production that he's giving them. And Rozier, I think he gonna want to get traded too. He gonna want out.
Yeah, and he's a decent little player too. Yeah, Terry.
Rozier?
Terry.
Always,
Yeah. I like Terry. He come out, he ball, he work hard. He not afraid for the moment. Again, man, I don't want to go like a lot of folks have went, Mike, did a terrible job and, all this. Man, you can't win without talent. Let's just be honest, Ken. You can have the greatest coach in the world. So let me ask you a question. If you think Phil Jackson was coaching the Hornets, you think they would have more success?
You almost made me say no.
Okay.
No.
You see, you at the end of the day, it is talent that wins. Okay. And if you don't have the right competent, well, we saw that with USA basketball. You can even if you have a level of talent, if you don't have guys that are hungry and guys that know how to play and guys that know how to win, the Hornets just continue to be a young, struggling team. That
right.
I don't know. I think that's why Mike probably sold, man, because he don't know the answers. He tried it for years. And it's like, but Ken, do you think folks really want to go play there?
Not really. Mm-hmm. No, that's kind of a dumping ground to, for, I'll say for veterans who want to play out there, let's just say the rest of their careers. To me, that's, I don't even think, I think when Mike said that he was selling his, let's just say his portion of the team,
mm-hmm.
I think that even made it worse.
Yeah.
For Charlotte.
Yeah.
So.
And they do get Miles Bridges back though, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Right.
I mean, they
they'll be at the bottom.
Yeah, Let's. So who else you want to go to? Who you want to go to next?
Let's go to your team.
Yes.
Orlando.
Yes. Let's go to.
Ooh, man. I'll go first and I'll let you finish off because that's your team.
Yes, sir.
Very young team. Montrello came into the league, done Rookie of the Year. USA basketball played well, but they're going to need some more folks. I think they got Markelle Fultz and Jonathan Isaac on the team with them, but they need a star. And when I say a star, a veteran, someone who can give them between 22 and 26 points per game and some rebounds and assists, or they gonna have a tough time making it into the play-in.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. I feel a lot about. Okay, let me back up. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder is a team that can win any night. You can't sleep on them.
Correct. Right.
I feel like Orlando is not at that level, but they are extremely competitive. So these young boys are coming out. They're playing hard every night. The Wagner twins, not the twins, but the Wagner brothers, they just wrapped a goal around their neck, man. Germany. They coming back, winners. They're coming back knowing how it feels to be on the mountaintop, baby. They coming back to display their FIBA skills.
Okay.
I'm looking for Orlando to take a leak. They drafted that point guard um, and they got with Suggs there. Suggs is a good player. They did pick up Joe Ingles. He can bring some
Oh,
veteran.
that's
He can
right.
bring some
Yeah.
veteran experience to
Shooting.
them. Exactly. Michael Carter Williams, he can play, bruh.
Mm.
He can play. He's got a decent game. I will say um, to me, what happens? I was talking about Anthony Black. They brought in that new,
Okay.
and he got some
Okay.
nice game. That's a
Listen.
nice game. So I think when I look at Orlando, Kent, I look like everything's on the way up. Because you are right, they need a star, but they not in disarray. They're
Oh no,
nobody's looking
no.
at Orlando going, man, they need to make the playoffs or they need to do this thing. No. They are developing in the right direction, is what I'm trying to say. So all they need really is, I'm not going to toss it out there, but I'm going to say it anyway, because there can never, ever be another Shaq. But you remember when Orlando was coming up with Penny, they were coming up
No.
with Tracy, they were coming, boom, all of a sudden you get a Shaq, right? And then
Right.
they competing. So I look at these young boys, get them another couple years, let a superstar fall in on them. And I'm telling you, Orlando is going to be a really good basketball team in the future. And they are right now.
Okay. I agree with everything you just said. I just have one question for you.
What's that?
Will they make the play-in?
Oh, they're going to make the play-in this year.
Okay.
Oh, they're going to make the play-in.
Right.
Hey, listen, folks. You heard it from me. They will make the play-in this year. Oh, yeah. They going to give a whole lot of folks some trouble this year. I'm telling you, Ken.
Okay.
And
right.
And again, we know that all of this boils down to teams being healthy.
Healthy, right. Oh, yeah, definitely. That's everybody.
We can, I hear all this stuff about the Lakers now since they got Christian Woods and, they all how the Lakers is, and the Warriors. Man, listen, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, if they don't stay healthy, you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Okay. If anything happens to Clay or, knock on wood, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody because I like watching all these boys play.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And but we know that plays a critical point. So
huge.
So Ken.
What? We've got one.
Yeah,
team.
Washington. Man, I'm so disgusted in Washington, man. Go ahead.
They traded away Bradley Beal. They got Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, and Jones. That's a big three. Jordan Poole is going to shoot like he never shot before.
Out of control.
Kuzma, he gonna do the same thing he did in the last 3 years. So I don't expect anything from that. I hope. To me, he should be able to elevate his game to be more in a consideration of, let's just say, I'm just throwing this out here, maybe top 15.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what he should be shooting for. But just going by his history, I don't know if that's going to happen. But that's what he should be shooting for.
He got the talent, man.
He do. Yeah. You're right. Jones, I think he'll do a good job at running the team, but they are not going. They're not going anywhere. I'm just telling you right now. They're not going to make the play-in, playoffs. They shouldn't even think about it. So I mean, that's just. I think they're in the rebuilding process. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you would hope that on that East Coast that it would be somebody else to compete with Boston and Philly.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Washington.
Man.
So.
Okay, first of all, Ken, who playing defense? I mean, like, okay,
the trainer.
I'm saying when I'm looking at Kuz, I'm looking at Poole, man, I'm looking at their players, and I'm saying, where is the defense? Nowhere. And you don't have the talent to outscore. I just and man, my guy, I'm gonna call him my guy, Ken, because I don't even know if he's your guy. But he my
Who
guy.
is that?
Johnny Davis, man. He my guy.
Oh.
Man, what come on?
Man. See, Johnny, I hope he been working on his game over the summer, because he just seemed like a deer in headlights. I mean, I like Johnny. Nice, seemed like a nice guy. Work hard to get to where he's at right now, but you got to show me more than what you did last year. In some games he started
Yeah.
and just like looked like he was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And maybe, that's an adjustment, in the NBA game, that, sometimes that, he has to think too much about it instead of studying, just, just playing the game. He's thinking too much. So
Yeah, and I just think the game was too fast. I mean, when
for
you look at him, he, if you hesitate, they taking the ball away from you, man. This is the best of the best, man. You can't, you out there, you trying to pick, no, man. You got to get the ball, and you got to, that's muscle memory. You got to move,
right.
and he just, when he went down to the G League, though, Ken, he played well. I mean, he averaged, he was averaging 20-something points. I think it's got to do with confidence, the speed of the game.
Right.
But I just think he's I didn't like the fact that he got drafted by Washington to start with, because he was behind Bill. He was behind, I forget, the other guards that were there. I just didn't feel like he was in a position where they could develop him. And he wasn't that dog, right? He wasn't that dog like Blanchero to come in and just, I'm here, right? I'm that dude. Johnny's, that's not his personality, man. He seems to be a really nice, easygoing, type of guy. And sometimes in sports, you need that edge, bro.
Right.
You need a little crazy. You know what I mean? You
too
need,
much time.
Yeah. Who say what, kid?
Too many Taco Bell commercials.
I know, because everybody was anticipating him coming out hitting a splash, and I just don't think he's in a better position with Poole there.
Because Poole gonna take all them shots. But the thing about it is, Mike, I'll say this, is that he has that look, in just that, to marketing and things like that. That's in him. And then they thought, well, let me use him because we think that he's going to play, let's just say, a good role with Washington. But that didn't happen. So,
yeah, and again, so who who gonna win that division?
Oh, Miami gonna win that division.
Miami's gonna win the division, and then you got
I'll say Miami's gonna win that division. I think Atlanta probably will come in either second or third. It's gonna be between my Atlanta and Orlando. I give them that.
What you say, bro? Repeat that again. I don't think our audience heard you. Who was that? Who's that along with?
Orlando.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I think, man, they're gonna be right in there. I think they're gonna be knocking heads, man. Last year, when you look at their record, the Hawks were 41-41. The Wizards had a slightly better record than the Magic at 35-47. The Magic was 34-48. I think that the Magic is going to win at least 6 or 7 more games. I think they're going to get to that second spot. Okay. I'm going to have to call up Blanchero and say, hey, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? You got this Bucks fan over here hyping you up. I don't want to get in trouble with Giannis.
Right.
Coach Griff. Nah, I got y'all back. I got y'all back, man. But Ken, listen, man. It's been a great show, brother. We within that 30-day windows, man, of
oh, definitely.
Do you think the preseason is going to be competitive, or are we just going to see because I don't know. I think the rules just apply to the regular season. I'm not sure. Maybe our listeners can tell us if it applies to the preseason. But do you think they're going to be resting players big time during the preseason, or are these folks just going to hit it?
No, they resting. Come on, Mike. Because most players, they ain't trying to, that or they look at it as scrimmage. They're not trying to. They may play out of the 48 minutes, maybe 20, if that,
yeah, 15,
25
20 minutes.
Yeah, they not that. So,
well,
that, low management rules, you throw those out the door.
Well,
So, you know, it's going to happen.
yeah, but I you know what, Ken, I'm so excited, man, to get the NBA back up and running, folks. And you know, the WNBA, their playoffs are going on now. If you got
Yeah.
a chance to check them out, that would be worthy of your time.
Yeah.
But you know, the world of sports unites us. Let us take this unity in our everyday life. This is why they play the game.